What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's going to be a good one. We are going to be going over how to actually take a sales call in order to sell your accounting or bookkeeping or tax planning services. This is going to apply to any kind of business really, but today, because we obviously are in accounting and bookkeeping, that's the example that we're going to be going after. So going over sales calls, this is going to depend on how you actually get in touch with your prospect. Today, what we're going to be going over is booked in calls. So like Zoom calls, telephone calls, stuff like that. You will sometimes get leads or inquiries where they need just a basic tax return done or something. And in that case, you can give them a call and you can have the sales call done up in like 10 or 15 minutes. Now, let's say if you have a call with a business owner and he's got 2 or 3 businesses and he needs to get certain tax planning done, that's going to require like an actual Zoom call and an actual step-by-step process. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all the same and you need to follow this process. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to be winging it. And most of the time when you wing it, you're probably not going to succeed or you're probably not going to do very well. So we're going to be going over my exact process. It's worked for me wonderfully. I've been crafting it over the last 3-ish years. And every now and then I'll change it up. I'll try certain things. I'll say different things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's a complete fail and I end up embarrassing myself. But anyways, that is besides the point. So let's say a prospect books in a call and you are on a Zoom call with them. You want to start the call off by laying out what's going to happen on the actual call. So let's say if I'm meeting with a lead, let's say his name's John, and he's got 3 businesses, and let's say he's looking for tax planning and bookkeeping. So what would happen is I'll jump on the call with John and I'll say something along the lines of, "Hey John, how's it going? Thanks for jumping on the call. It's nice to meet you." Basically just to give you a layout of how this call is going to go. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, get a good understanding of your business, and then hopefully from there, if it's something that I can help you with, then we can talk about what we can do. But for now, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. So let's jump right into it. And right then and there, 99% of the time, the lead or prospect says, "Great, that sounds good. Let's jump into it." One thing that you have to watch out for is not most of the time, sometimes the lead or prospect is in a rush. They don't care, or they're just impatient and they don't care what you have to say, and they just say, "Navam, give me the price right now. I want the price. What's the price?" And what they do, or why they say that, is because they see you as any other accountant or any other bookkeeper, and they think that doing taxes and bookkeeping and tax planning is the same, and they think that anyone can do it, and they basically put you in the same category as everyone, and then from there they try to find the cheapest price. So they'll instantly say, "What's the price? How much? I just want to know the price." And that, it's a very simple response. Let's say if I say my intro line and John says, "Look, I'm in a huge rush. I just want to know what the price is. Just tell me what the price." My response is, "John, you know what? That's completely fair. I get that you're in a rush. I'm very busy too. But to get you a price, I need to know exactly what we're doing. The price could be $50 or the price could be $50,000. You know, it really depends. So if you've got a couple minutes, I'll just ask you a few questions, and from there, I will get you that price." You don't want to come across as well, it's not the way that I do that, or it's not the process that I do, because at the end of the day, that just pisses that person off. You want to cater to what they want, but also where it benefits you. So if I say, "John, absolutely, I'm busy, you're busy, let's do it, let's get straight to the price. I'm going to ask you a couple questions so that I know what you're looking for, and then I will get you that price." You're going to ask the same questions that was in your process no matter what, but you're kind of reframing it differently, if that makes sense. So I've got my checklist here. Basically, once you ask those questions, you want to ask painful questions. And I'm going to try to explain what I mean by painful questions. Is you want to ask questions that are going to bring out the pains that they're having. So you want to ask exactly like why they're here, what they're looking for, and ask what is causing that. So let's say, for example, John's looking for bookkeeping and he wants clean books. You could say, okay, so you want clean books, you want bookkeeping, you want monthly reports. How come you don't have that right now? Like, are you currently working with a bookkeeper? Do you currently have someone that's under you, or it's just something that you've never started? And from there, they are going to say either, oh, I've got someone, but they're not that good. They don't get me reports. They make mistakes, or maybe they just don't have someone. And in that case, you just want to ask questions that has the prospect tell you exactly what their issue is. And once they tell you, you want to dive in on that. And you always want to find a way to circle the call around why they are here, which is obviously going to be for their pain points. Once you've asked all of the questions that you need in order to get them some type of quote or price or plan, they're probably going to have questions about the plan, about the package, and blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, what you want to do is just answer those. I'm not going to go into detail on how, because it's going to be different for every single call, and that wouldn't really be helpful to you. So once you find out what they want and what you can do for them, and you guys have found a price point or a package, that's when you want to go in for the actual close. Now, what I mean by close is ideally you want them to sign some kind of a contract or get some kind of a retainer deposit put down to show that they are committed. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go on a call for 20 or 30 minutes, and then at the end of the call you give them the price, the numbers, answer all of their questions, and then they say, okay, that sounds great, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you next week, or I'll get back to you within a couple days. You don't want to do that, because 99% of the time they never do. Someone gets busy, they forget about it. So you don't want to do that. You always want to close with some kind of a plan. So whether they sign a contract, whether they put a retainer down. If they don't want to do either of those, and they truly, really do need to think about it, you need to have a plan going forward. So let's say if you pitch someone $1,000 a month a package for $1,000 a month, and they go, no, that sounds great, I need to think about it. When, let's say, really they don't have to think about it, but it's just human nature that you want to think about things before you join. You want to have some kind of a plan, and what that would be is have a follow-up call scheduled. So whether that's a text message or a telephone call or even another Zoom call. Now, you want to get that penciled in their calendar and your calendar, so it's a set date. What happens is when they say, I'll touch base with you in a couple of days, you're now following up with them. You're wasting time on someone who probably isn't going to hire you, and ultimately it's just a waste of time. So let's say I pitch John a package for $1,000 a month, and John agrees. He says it looks great, it looks good, I just need to think about it, and can I get back to you in a couple of days? My response would be like, John, for sure, I completely get that you've got to think about it. Just so I know what you need to think about it, maybe I can help you with some clarity or answer a couple questions. What exactly do you want to think about? And you don't want to say it like, well, what do you want to think about, John? You want to frame it in a tone where you're helping them. Because when I say, John, what exactly do you want to think about? If he goes, well, I'm just not too sure if I need the monthly reporting. That's when you could go back to a point that John may have said where he wants to know how to grow his business. And the only way that you can grow a business is through knowing your numbers and knowing where to put money, whether it's into marketing, advertising, hiring staff, whatever. And that's what you're going to resort back to. John, absolutely, I get it. Just out of curiosity, we've gone over quite a few topics here. What exactly do you want to think about? Maybe I can answer a couple questions, provide a bit of clarity on something. John goes, oh, well, I'm just not too sure about the monthly reports. Okay, yeah, well, John, of course, that's a fair question. And like I said, with the monthly reports, didn't you say earlier in this call that you wanted to grow your business? And then John, but yeah, I did say that. Okay, great. So in order to grow your business, would you not agree that you kind of need monthly reports? And it's kind of a need. And John would most likely be like, yeah, you're right, I do need that. And that's when you resort back, or that's where you circle the call, or not the call. How would I word that? That would be where you tailor the call back to why the prospect needs you and needs your service. And let's say John really is just that type of person where he truly does just need a couple of days just to think about it, run some numbers, even though deep down John knows that he's going to sign the contract. He just wants that comfort. That's no worries. Say, John, absolutely. Let's say I took the call on a Tuesday. I'd say, John, for sure. What I'll do is I'll give you a couple days just to think things through, run the numbers, go over it a bit. If you have any questions, you've got my email, you've got my cell number. Shoot me a text, shoot me over a email. But what I'm gonna do, just so I don't lose track of you, because I take these calls every single day. I've got a spot open this week Thursday morning. Why don't I pencil you for this 11 o'clock work, or is there a better time? And then that's when John will propose a different idea or different day or time. Doesn't really matter. Ultimately you want to get something penciled in on the calendar so there's some kind of a commitment, and so that you don't waste time following up with someone who's not going to go for you. And then on that Thursday call, that's when hopefully you can close it. Sometimes they don't, but that's just part of business. So quick video today, but I just wanted to get that video out because a couple of you guys had been commenting on my last videos how to actually conduct and take a sales call, and that is an overall nutshell of how you want the process to go. The intro of the call is you want to explain to the prospect the process of the call and what's going to happen. You want to ask certain and painful questions. You want to have some type of close at the end of the call, ideally signed contract or retainer put down, or if they don't want to move forward right now, then have a follow-up call scheduled in. Okay, so hopefully this helps you close more deals. Hopefully it helps you save more time and not wasting time following up with leads that you're never going to talk to and that you're never going to close. If you guys do have more questions or more comments, drop them down below. Obviously, in order to actually do this, you need leads and you need some kind of lead flow. If you are a bookkeeper or accountant in Canada, I want you to go ahead and DM me. I will link my Instagram down below. I'm rolling out a small program where you can join a small community of mine, and kind of basically in a nutshell, I feed you leads for a very, very cheap price. I don't know the exact numbers, but just to give you an idea, right now, my cost per lead ranges anywhere from $50 all the way up to $250. Just depends on the type of campaign that I'm running. So right now I've got SEO ads, I got meta ads, I'm about to roll out YouTube ads, and I've got a couple other funnels there. And depending on the funnel, the leads have different costs. Some of those leads are really good leads, but they're not good for me. And what I mean by that is, like, my minimum bookkeeping package is about $350 a month. Some businesses, they just can't afford that, or they just don't need it, but they could afford and they need a package that's at $200 a month. And for some of the viewers who are just starting, a $200 a month deal is perfect. And usually what that kind of package would, or that kind of lead that you would get from me, that'd be probably like, you'd probably pay $40 for it, versus that lead it cost me, say, like 80 or like $100. So overall, you're getting pretty cheap, high quality leads. So it's always a win-win. So if that does sound like something that you're interested in, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll link my Instagram down below. Again, if you guys have any more questions on sales, go ahead and drop the comments down below and I'll make videos responding to them. And yeah, thanks for watching. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.